don't know me, my name is Michelle Demiria. I am the founder and CEO of the Be Daring Foundation, who partnered with the amazing Ottawa University. Please give a round of applause to Miss Melinda Vasquez back there, who put this event together with me. We spent the past 2 months going back and forth, putting the layout together, getting the RSVPs out. So if it wasn't for Melinda and the entire crew here at Ottawa University, today would not have happened. So again, thank you, Melinda, from the entire Be Daring Foundation, for helping us put together this huge event on this Labor Day weekend. So our first speaker, ladies and gentlemen, is our PTSD veteran, AWhittenberger.
So I'm Annette. Hello. Thank you guys for all coming out to hear about a very difficult topic. But I want to ask a question really quick. How many of you know or have heard that there is a stigma on mental health?
Oh, yeah.
So if any of you had something you want to talk about, do you feel that you could go to anybody without being judged? Not really, right? Okay, so that's how I felt for many, many years. So I'm a disabled, service-connected, combat Army veteran, retired. It's a long title. I am a military spouse of over 21 years. I'm a mom to a college sophomore, high school junior. My daughter actually goes to school in Texas. My son lives with us in Virginia. And I have 4 dogs, because dogs. I can't say no. I love rescue dogs, and I have a service dog as well. Mental health, I have a kid, and I'm obsessed with taking pictures. I take pictures to leave a legacy to my kids. They hate it, but I know that I like looking at older pictures to leave something behind. So I could really talk about all the way back to when I was 6, but I'm just going to cover a 5-year span of when I started realizing that there was something going on. In 2009, I deployed to Afghanistan. I had gone to Iraq already, but I volunteered to go to Afghanistan. I just felt like if I had the opportunity to go with my soldiers, I wanted to go. I came back, I got promoted to major, and my mom had a stroke a week later. It was a lot. She raised my brother and I to be very strong. She didn't smoke, she barely drank, she didn't eat processed food, she didn't eat frozen food. So for her to have a stroke it just thrown her world upside down. I had to go back to Afghanistan. My brother, he took over. And there's not enough words to tell him how grateful I am for that, because he still takes care of her. So with that, I went back to Afghanistan. Over the course of the deployment, we lost 30 soldiers. I was there for some. I had a soldier who lost her husband there. For her to get notified and to go through that and just to see other soldiers, it was just, I didn't realize how much it was going to mess with me. I thought, I got this, I'll be okay. I was able to go out and do a FOB recon with my commander. We went in the Black Hawk and we went to all different locations of how they lived, how they were protecting us. Just, it was incredible. It makes you think, my life isn't bad. They're living on a hilltop and they have to boil water. They have to use the restroom on the dirt, whatever. It was like, are you kidding me? What am I complaining about? They're up here and they're within sniper fire and they're taking care of us. So it was just an absolutely emotional experience that I thought that I was able to handle. When I came back, I'm not perfect. I don't think anyone's really perfect, but I made some choices that almost ruined my career. It split up my family. I was in the process of going through a divorce. I'm not divorced now, but that's when I had my first panic attack. I was like, what is going on? What just happened to my whole life? And that's when it first started. I bring up 2010 because my husband and I were both fortunate enough to be accepted to attend a military schooling in Fort Leavenworth, Kansas. We were separated at the time. We lived in 2 separate houses. We were trying to co-parent. We lived next to each other, and I had a breakdown. I was like, I can't deal with life anymore. I was a concealed carrier back then. I had a gun. I got it, and life was gonna be over for me. I couldn't deal with it. My husband talked me down. It was my daughter's 10th birthday. I was supposed to go to the bowling alley with her. I completely ruined it because my depression totally took over me. I stayed in the house. I locked myself in. And I just talked to her about it this morning. She still remembers that. And that will be carried with me for the rest of my life because I ruined it for her, a 10-year-old, because of my depression, my anxiety. I was just like, I don't know. And I didn't say anything about it. I just was going through it. 2016, I was up for promotion. I was hoping. I got passed over twice to lieutenant colonel. It destroyed me because I thought, I'm at 17 years. I've got this. I got 3 more years and I could do this full retirement. I found out that it didn't happen and I was not ready. And I had 6 months to get out. I had 6 months to figure out, what am I going to do with my life? This is ridiculous. I had a plan in my head. I knew what I wanted to do. And I had 6 months to figure it out, and I was mad. I was like, how did the Army do this to me? It was like all their fault. You know, I had to constantly be reminded that don't let a piece of paper define you. Because you served, and you served honorably, and you did 17 years, and you know, not a lot of people can do that, and you're right, it took me 3 years to realize that, but you know, my husband was right. I did feel lost. I didn't know who I was anymore because I had the tribe, I had my Army family, I had this sense of belonging in this organization that I was with for so long that it was like, what am I going to do now? I'm worthless. Who am I? So that it took me a while to realize that I'm a real person. I just have another path to go on. That's when I started my blog. I started talking to other former soldiers who contacted me and was like, you know what, it's okay. I was feeling depressed too. You're gonna find a job, you're gonna find a reason to keep going, you're gonna be able to do it. And so I started blogging, but I was on WordPress and it was kind of secret for me. I didn't tell anybody about it. And so that's when I decided, I don't know where the title came from, A Wild Ride Called Life, but it popped up and I was like, that is it. Because this has been a wild ride called life. This is insane. And so I hired a veteran to help me create my website, and I pushed publish, and it was out there. Everybody was gonna know about it. I couldn't take it back. So I was like, I don't know if my family's gonna be okay with this, or people are gonna be like, what's wrong with her? I didn't care anymore. It was out there, and I was gonna try to help somebody with my story. 2018, my daughter was ready to go to college. She did not want to move to Virginia. She wanted to go to Texas, and her dad and I were like, no, you need to stay closer to us. After so many fights, there's only so much you can do. You taught them to be independent. You have to let them go. And I'm like, God, okay. So she got accepted into the school she wanted to go to. She did the research. She wanted to do it. And so I was like, okay. So she came with us to Virginia when we moved. We had left her stuff in Louisiana because that's where we had come from before Virginia. So I flew her back. We went, got her stuff, and we were driving to Sam Houston State. I wasn't texting. I was focused on the road. I don't know, it was a 2-lane highway. This guy came out of nowhere. He hit us head on. We flipped 5 times. I remember all of it, airbags, everything. I was upside down. My daughter was hanging, and she started crying, and I couldn't breathe, and I was like, what just happened? So I tried to calm her down, and the only thing that I could say was, Lord, please help us. I haven't gone to church in so long, and I feel bad, but I believe, and I have faith, and even though I lost my way so many times, that's all I could say. and she luckily only broke her left leg. She has a titanium rod. She missed her first semester of college. We went to 2 separate hospitals because my injuries were more severe. I broke my left arm. I have beautiful scars everywhere. I have plates and screws, and I've had 6 surgeries. I spent 5 weeks in the hospital in Texas, away from my family, and all I kept hearing was, God has a plan for you. And at first, I was so pissed because the driver didn't have insurance, and I guess he was on medication for epilepsy, and it was just all these things. I'm like, how in the world is he getting away with this? I was so angry. I was like, how am I going to come to peace with this? I can't. I'm so mad. It's not fair. I still keep getting medical bills a year later. But we're here, and this is even more reason why I have decided to speak about it, not just on podcasts or my blog, but I wanted to be here to show people that you can make it, you can survive. I don't know how I did, but I did. And you know, I use a cane, but it's nothing. You know, I could still be in a wheelchair. I could have had, you know, brain hemorrhage or nothing. Nothing happened internally. It was all just broken bones. So here I am. I love mentoring. I have signed up. It's a site called Veterati. I mentor as many people as I can. I'm blunt, and I tell them I'm going through PTSD and I this, and they contact me regardless, and they want to know how to do it. And I'm so honored that they reach out to me and want my advice, because I just tell them, you know, it's not easy. I still have my days. I've been on Prozac since 2009. I have the best supporters in my life. It's not going to be easy at all. There's going to be hard days, but you can make it. I teach my kids it's okay to cry. It's okay to be mad. It's okay to be sad. There's nothing wrong with it. You just, tomorrow, just go, okay, I'm going to kick today in the ass. I'm going to go for it. And because we survived so much, I forgot to mention that my son ran away while I was in the hospital. He couldn't take the pressure. So while I'm in the hospital, he takes my truck and he decides he wants to try to go to New York. I mean, it's just, you know, he's 16, and I can understand the pressure. His mom in the hospital, his dad's working. What am I supposed to do? He didn't know how to handle it. Luckily, he came back. So it's just, I've been through some stuff as well as everybody else has. It's just how you handle it. My nephew's awesome, right? So I'm a big storyteller. I will tell my story to anybody if I can help save one life, to help somebody get through it. It's because you can. I believe it. So my therapy is my dogs. They do something for you. Having pets, they just make you feel so whole. I'm a big blogger. I speak. I go on podcasts. I will go anywhere and show people that you can make it. My two biggest mantras are right here. It is okay to not be okay. It absolutely is. If you take medication, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with you. We all deal with things, cope with things in different ways. Your mess is your message. It is. We have a messy life. My life I could put in a book, which I'm going to have out by next year. It's just so much, but it's all how you deal with it. So it can be messy. You don't have to tell anybody about it, but our mess is our message. This is how we're going to help other people. Somebody goes through something, you know what? I've been there too. And it's going to be okay. So like I said, you're not alone. We're all going through something different. We all cope with it differently. We have people out there. We have a tribe. We just need to go ask for help. We need to be able to reach out to somebody and say, can I just talk to you for a minute? Just something, because I have known too many people but have committed suicide. And it just kills me every single time because I've been there. I did attempt suicide years ago, and I'm so glad that I'm still here to tell my story because I want to be able to help you. It's okay if you're feeling that way, you know, just reach out to somebody. So this is how you can find me. I'm always available. Text, call, email,